Good morning, this is Bob Mason from FX Empire and welcome to the daily crypto tech review of Bitcoin, EOS, Ethereum and Ripple's XRP. We're looking at the MACDs, the moving averages, the day support resistance and pivot levels. It is Friday the 11th of September. Jumping straight into Bitcoin against the US dollar, slightly bullish start to the morning. Going to need to see Bitcoin avoid a pullback through the pivot at 10.368 to support a run at the first major resistance level sitting at 10.503. Going to need support from the broader market for Bitcoin to break out through to 10,500 levels, however, which is a key resistance level. We saw Bitcoin fail to hold on to the 10,500 levels yesterday after hitting a high 10,516. In the event of breakout, could see Bitcoin break through 10,600s and the second major resistance level of 10,651 to test resistance at 10,700 before any pullback. Fallback through the pivot would bring the first major support level sitting at 10,220 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, should see Bitcoin avoid sub-10s, but the second major support level sitting at 10,085 to limit any downside. Looking at the MACD, we're seeing a sharp narrowing of the bearish histograms and a possible bullish crossover formation there, supportive of the positive start to the day. We're also seeing the 50 EMA looking to cross the 100, so that's a bullish cross as well. So moving through to 10,400 to target resistance at 10,500 to support a breakout. So look out for that bullish crossover of the 50 through the 100 and the MACD as well to support the bullish day ahead. Moving across to EOS against the US dollar, relatively bullish start to the day. Going to need to see EOS move through the pivot at 2.7853, support a run at the first major resistance level sitting at 2.8358. Going to need to see broad-based crypto rally for EOS to break back through to 2.8 levels, however. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and yesterday's high, it was at 2.8441 to cap any upside. In the event of a breakout, got the second major resistance level sitting just shy of 2.9 to limit any upside on the day. Failure to move through the pivot would bring the first major support level sitting at 2.7264 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, EOS should avoid sub 2.6 levels. We've got the second major support level sitting at 2.6759 to limit any downside. Looking at the MACDs, we're seeing a bullish cross there with the widening of the bullish histogram, supportive of the early move northwards, and we're seeing the 50 EMA narrow the gap on the 100 and the 200, supportive of a bullish day ahead. So key through the early part of the day, we've seen EOS move back through the pivot now. So holding above the pivot level and a move back through to 2.8 levels should support a break through that first major resistance level to then target 2.9s. Moving across to Ethereum against the US dollar, bullish start to the morning here. Going to need to see Ethereum avoid a fall through that 38.2% fib at 367 and the pivot at 365.36 to support a run at the first major resistance level sitting at 380.49. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Ethereum to break out from yesterday's high 377.79. So expect resistance at 380 to cap any upside. In the event of a breakout on the day, could see Ethereum test resistance at 390, but the second major resistance level sitting at 392.92 to cap any upside. A fall through the 38.2% fib and the pivot level at 365.36 would bring the first major support level sitting at 352.93 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Ethereum should steer well clear of sub 330s. Second major support level sits at 337.8 to limit any downside. Looking at the MACD, we're seeing a sharp narrowing of the bearish histograms with a possible bullish crossover formation there. And following yesterday's bullish cross of the 50th EMA through the 100, we're seeing the 50 narrow the gap on the 200, supportive of a breakout day. So key through the morning, avoid a fall through the 38.2% fib 367, to then break out through that first major resistance level to target 390s. Moving across to Ripple's XRP against the US dollar, relatively bullish start to the day. Going to need to see Ripple's XRP avoid a fall back through the pivot at 0.2437. Support run at its first major resistance level at 2483. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Ripple's XRP to break back through to 2.48 levels, however. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and resistance at 0.25 to cap any upside. In the event of a breakout, got the second major resistance level sitting at 0.2532 to limit any upside on the day. Fall back through the pivot level would bring the first major support level sitting at 0.2387 into play. Barring an extended sell-off, Ripple's XRP should avoid sub 0.23s. Got the second major support level sitting at 0.2341s to limit any downside on the day. Finally, looking at the MACDs, we're seeing a narrowing of the bearish histogram, but nothing conclusive to suggest a breakout on the day. Looking at the EMA, we're seeing the 50 pinch against the 100, suggestive of an imminent move. So key through the early part of the day would be to avoid a pullback through that pivot level and move back through to 2.48 levels to support a break through to 25s and provide upward momentum on the day.